Hello my dear friends, my name is Sanne and welcome back to another beauty video. I finally have another tutorial for you again. It's been a little while but I'm very excited. Today we're gonna create this very fun, very much graphic liner based makeup look for Christmas because I just want to get in the Christmas mood, and what better way to do that than with makeup looks. Today I'm gonna show you how to create this holly inspired graphic liner and everything around it, of course. So let's quickly get into this tutorial. We're just gonna start out, of course, by priming our face because you want to make a nice and lovely base. So I'm using the Essence Wanna Be My Honey Illuminating Primer. Trying to go for a bit more of a glowy base look, but we'll see how that goes because I am notorious for powdering down my face even after I do a lovely dewy look, so we'll see how that goes. Primed and sticky, so it's ready to put some foundation on. Next I'm going in with the Covergirl Clean Fresh Skin Milk because this is the only dewy finish foundation that I own. It is, I think, too pale for me, but we're also midwinter right now, so, or not midwinter, the beginning of winter, so it could be the perfect shade right now. I'm just blending it out with my wet sponge. See, I think maybe right now it's actually the perfect shade. This is the shade Porcelain, which I think is their lightest shade. My friend sent it to me to try out because we're both really pale. Next I'll go in with the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer, Satin Finish. And I'm just using that to cover up some of my more annoying spots. Okay, so we got a beautiful even complex over here. But before I'm gonna powder down, I really want to go into some cream blush. Because I want to go for a little bit more of a red tone. And the only red blush that I own is the Naming Cream Blush, Playful Cream Blush in Inflamed. Which is a bright red, as you can see. And I'm just gonna warm that up with my fingers. I feel like that's the easiest way to use it, is then it's just easier to blend than if you go in cold. I'm gonna try and blend it out with the sponge a bit. The thing that I do like about this one is that it turns a bit more orange on the skin, or at least on my skin tone, and it doesn't turn pink like a lot of red eyeshadows tend to do. This is very much an orange toned red blush, and I think it's very interesting. I think it's a lovely color. And now I feel the desperate need to powder this down, so I'm going into the Face Edition powder by Etudes, which is already looking used and abused. I bought this over the summer in Japan, and I can't live without this. It's just beautiful. It's the perfect shade for me. It just layers on beautifully. It doesn't lay on thick and just so easy to use. And I don't know what I'll do when I don't have it anymore. I did see that I can get it on YesStyle, I believe, so I might just have to repurchase it, but it'll be so much more expensive than when I got it in Japan, so that's a bit sad, but oh my god, this powder is just beautiful. It really is my favorite purchase, or at least makeup purchase. Also, this powder puff just looks absolutely abused. So the next step is going to be brows, and I'm going to go in with my new favorite, the Kara Beauty Micro Brow Pencil in the color Taupe. It's just this really lovely thin brow pencil. It does have a little brush at the end so you can brush through your brows. And then we have this really, really thin brow pencil at the end. I used to not really be a fan of brow pencils, but maybe that's also because I never found a brow pencil so far that was a bit similar to my brow color. Like, I tried a brow pencil every once in a while and then it never was my brow shade, and I didn't like it, so I just didn't buy any other ones because I felt like it's not worth trying, you know? But this color is perfect. I mean, look at that. It looks natural. And then we're just gonna set them in place with this absolutely disgusting looking Lash and Brow Gel Mascara by Essence. So now our base is actually done and we can get started on the eyes. So for that I'm first applying some eyeshadow primer. And I'm using the Milani eyeshadow primer in shade 1 Nude. I also feel like this is the only shade they have. So also the funny part is I'm applying this eyeshadow primer, but I'm not gonna apply any eyeshadow on my top lid basically. I think I can apply some nude. Let's do that just to create a bit more of an even base. You can let it get dry a tiny bit. So I'm just going to be applying a neutral, like nudie shade for me to my lids, just to even out the tone on my lids. I don't want it to layer on too thick, but you know, still, you know, for the vibes. I'm using the shade Luck from the Car Beauty Serendipity palette. And it just evens out that skin tone a bit, because we're focusing on liner today. I really want it to pop, so I want my lids to be as even as they can be. So I'm going to zoom you in, since I'm going to be focusing on my eyes. And I'm going to go in with the Bowitzki Magic Palette Halloween Edition, which has 9 lovely shades of cake liners. I'm going to be going into that white that looks absolutely gross. Just with a brush and some water. Make sure it's nice and pigmented. I usually just swirl the brush around until I see like bubbles forming. It's usually a pretty good consistency. And if you want to check, just always do a little test on the back of your hand. And I'm using this thicker liner brush because I'm going for a thicker line. Usually I would grab one of my thinner brushes. And I'm just gonna... Okay, I'm gonna look forward like this. I'm not gonna do, you know, like this, because I want to know where my eye folds are and I want to be above that. And then I'm just drawing this fun little graphic liner shape. And I'm gonna connect that basically to my inner corner. So something like that. And then we're just gonna expand that shape, make it a bit thicker. A nice thick line that we can make some beautiful drawings inside of, because that's what I'm going for. And I just like to systematically add to it until it has the thickness that I want it to be. And the best part about using graphic liners like this is because they're water-based, you can easily just take away some of the mess ups, that's a word. Mess ups, like over here, I added a little bit too much towards the inner corner, but I can just take that away with a tiny bit of water as well, on like a Q-tip, or just take it away with my nail. It's very, very easy to adjust. And if you want to know a bit more tips about using these kinds of graphic liners, I do have a little video about that up on the channel, so you can check that out. I'll link it up here and down below. So we just systematically add to it until we have a line that's big enough for us. So I feel like this is pretty good to work with. So I'm just quickly gonna copy that onto the other eye. Okay, so now that we have these bases ready, we can get into the detail work. So I'm going into the dark green shade in this little palette. And I'm gonna be using a lovely little detail brush, which is basically a nail art brush. And I'm gonna try and draw some tiny, tiny holly. I don't know if you can see the technique here. I hope you can. I'm basically just drawing like, you know, like the half circles and going inwards. And I'm basically just doing 2 leaves together. So that's the technique. And that's how I'm gonna do all these tiny little hollies. So stay with me. I'm gonna do both of my eyes and then I'll be right back with you. Okay, friends, I'm back and I finished all the leaves, which took me way too long. So now we get to like, I think the easiest part of the graphic liner, and we're going into a bit of red, and I'm using a dotting tool, but you can basically use whatever brush you think works best for this. And we're just gonna dip it in there. We're just gonna do the tiniest red dots in the center, and I try to keep it between the 2 leaves that I just drew. So this is definitely the easiest part. Okay, I'm just gonna quickly do that on the other eye as well. Okay, so the graphic liner is done, which was definitely the most time-consuming part. And now I just want to finish it up by adding some eyeshadow. So I'm going into my Beauty Bay Bright Matte palette, and I'm going into... Ooh, I'm bonking my own head. This deep green over here, which is Labyrinth. And I'm just going in with a very small but fluffy brush. And I'm going to be applying that on the lower lash line. Blend it out a tiny bit, but I don't want to go too overboard. And now, of course, we need a sparkly inner corner. So I'm going into my Chaos Dirt shadows. And I think I'm going for this shade, which is Invest, which is a sparkly green. Just applying that to the inner corner. Ooh, bright. And I also like to do a tiny bit on the brow bone. And now to finish up this eye makeup, I'm going in with eye pencil. I did not remember that word. And this is an eye pencil by Max & More in the shade Powerful. And I use that to basically blend in that lower waterline with the lash line to make it look a bit more natural. Okay, so I'm going to add a bit of mascara. I'm using the Isahan Hero... I can't pronounce this. Isahan Kiss Me Heroin Make Long and Curl Mascara Advanced Film. It's a long name. And for the lower lash line, I'm going in with the Mina Cosmetics Color Mascara in 759. Because I feel like it matches the lower lash line very well. And now for the rest of the makeup, we're going into red tones to really finish it up. So I'm going into my Kaleidos Marsh Melter Highlighter. Which has these beautiful red undertones to it. I need to try and show you how good this is. Oh, do you see how beautiful red that is? It's stunning. It's absolutely beautiful. Okay, so now before I do the final thing and stick on lashes, I'm gonna do my lips, and I also want to do something red for that. So first I'm going in with the Kara Beauty Line Up Lip Liner. I can also zoom you out again a tiny bit. Just to create a base for this makeup. And I'm gonna fill it in with this Douglas Lipstick Shine in Forever Red. I just want to look like I embody Christmas, so I really can't not do a red lip with this look, you know? Okay, and now to balance out this very heavy lower lash line, I'm gonna put on some huge lashes, and I'll be right back with you. Okay, I'm back with the finished look. I added the Root Cosmetics lashes in style Neko-Chan, which are just beautiful, very full lashes. They're very excessive and I like it. So this is the finished look. We have some very excessive graphic liner, but for some reason I feel like the look still feels pretty toned down, you know? Even though we spent hours on this graphic liner. We have the basic Christmas colors, red and green and white. And I just feel like we look really cute. Let me know in the comments what type of makeup you're wearing for Christmas this year. I'm gonna be linking all of the products that I used today down below so you can check them out if you want to see any of them. My lipstick keeps ending up on my teeth. It's very sexy. If you have any questions regarding this look, please let me know down below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more from me. If you want to see even more from me, my Instagram is linked down below where I share all types of makeup looks like this. And that's gonna be it for me today. And I thank you for watching and I'll see you next time. Toodles and Merry Christmas!